It's
It's
a
the
fit
Fit Update
update
with Coach Kinsley.
and producer Mike. How did your week go?
Well, Coach, do I have a story for you?
Oh, snap.
Last weekend, it's actually in your neck of the woods, Kansas City at the Uptown Theater, I think it's called. We took one of my kids to go see the Front Bottoms, which not my band, not my time. I get it. I mean, their music was enjoyable, and I probably would have really enjoyed it had I been 20 something, which I'm clearly not 20 something. So, I go and we have journal admission. So we're out there on the floor and everybody can see. And, the age group is early 20s, mid 20s. And, everyone's getting along and it's great. So the opening band is fun. And then the front bottoms start. They have a little harder edge. If I knew bands that were like them, then I would name them. But I don't know any bands that are like them. It's a little bit harder edge, at least for my old ears. We're fine. Everybody enjoying it. And then these big moose can incel dudes, they're in there probably mid 20s or all overweight, and they kind of muscle their way forward, start a mosh pit. The bouncer at the front,
What?
I know the bouncer at the front kind of tells them to cool it at the very front. So I thought, okay, well, and then they kind of start up again, and this really big moose cans dude with his moose cans barrels his way through. I thought it was a bouncer gonna bounce these clowns. Well, it was just another dude with long hair who's gonna be single for the rest of his life.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. So he bulls his way through and he's got people behind him. I'm like, buddy. I thought you were a bouncer. You're not a bouncer. And I didn't let any of his friends behind him. So they go in other ways. And suddenly there's a mosh pit in front of us. And so I'm there protecting my wife and kid. And these girls in front of us who they are, really pushing these guys back in the mosh pit, but these guys then fly back, and they're all 20 something, way too old to be acting like that. But so I'm there. The big mosh pit gets closer to us. I'm like, this isn't happening. So for the entire last two-thirds of the concert, I'm in like pose and had my arms up and I got like a back workout and I got a leg workout and I got an arm workout for like an hour and a half because I didn't get a workout that day because we were, spent the whole day going to Kansas City. At this point, it's kind of fun for me because, I'm getting a workout in. And then it kind of gets annoying after a while. The one dude's probably like 6'3", probably 300. The whole reason I trained for all those years was so I can be in a position to protect my family from these mosh pitting so and so's. So that's what I did. And so my wife, she was with these two other girls who were in front, and then they decided to go back, but they went behind me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad he was there." And she said, "Your dad was kind of a hero." I was like, "Well, yes, I was.
Ooh.
Yes, I was." So yeah, that was my big Saturday workout. I was actually pretty toasted for the ride back, and kind of the next day I was kind of sore from all that work for all that time. I mean, I know these dudes are all kind of big and old, they're too old to be acting like that, and so I was like, hey, that was a surprising workout for me.
That is crazy.
The rest of the week, I've kind of settled into like a routine now that I'm kind of doing all of this on my own at this point because I'm not going to go back to trainer Alex because we our schedules didn't quite line up for the next for these last couple of weeks. So I've been kind of doing stuff on my own. So push day, a mobility day, and a run day, a break, and then those three in a row and again. And I'm pretty satisfied that that's how it's going to be for me. I may not get the half marathon in, but I will get some sort of run in. For my schedule and the amount of time I have to work out, that's where I've settled. And, again, my nutrition's it's pretty routine now. It's snacking, it's protein, it's hydration, and then get my workout in and then do it afterwards and then catch a meal at the end of the day. I have learned to be way more efficient, coach, and I don't do it with headphones anymore. I don't even hardly pay attention. My goal is just to get through the exercises so I can get back to, what I'm doing. So yeah, that was my week. How was yours?
Mine was not Nearly as crazy. Workout wise, I am trying to lift heavier. I have this new workout
Okay.
partner, and they are just kicking my butt. As a personal trainer, I'm so focused on form all the time. And now that I have this workout partner that's more of a gym rat, they've got me going like super heavy and like, okay form. Like good enough to pass. But for me, I'm like, usually so dedicated to like full range of motion, perfect form, like the contraction exactly where it's supposed to be, and distributed between the muscles exactly how it's supposed to be. But the person I'm training with, workout buddy, they're like I said, more of a gym rat. They're just like, lift heavy, just pick it up, put it down. And it's funny because I'm still always going to say form is priority. Don't get me wrong, but you need to shock your muscles with different type of workouts sometimes. So I was rocking weights, repping for 12, repping for 15. Now with this workout partner, I've dropped this reps down to like 6, 5, and then they'll force me to push out a few extra reps and like physically help me, like spot me for the last few reps.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you were spotted on a workout, coach?
I'm saying. So this has been night and day. Bulking season is here. And this is exactly what I needed for bulking season. For any of our listeners, if you're looking to really bulk this coming winter, bulking season is usually in the winter. I highly, highly suggest getting a personal trainer or a workout buddy.
And how's your nutrition this week, coach? Were you eating more because you know you were going to push more, or what was up with that?
Honestly, I was hoping you didn't ask. But you got me. It started with me trying to do something where it was like kind of dropping my carbs and increasing my protein. It kind of messed up my stomach. Around like day 3 of that, I added the carbs back in. Like I just run on carbs. I'm back, but the protein has increased nonetheless. I am eating a lot more at dinner than I was before. So I can like, have a ton of protein in my system before going to sleep, which is when you do most of your recovery. That's my reason for doing that. But certainly with the amount I'm taking in and the timing I'm taking it in, I'm going to gain weight. 100% guaranteed with the way I'm working out to be more muscle than fat. There's probably going to be some fat too. Like cutting season is going to have a few pounds to drop for me.
And we can talk about that when your cutting season starts. That's a great update, Coach Kinsley.
That's a great update, producer Mike.